guys, welcome to the Nina and Sups show. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I think most of us have been waiting for 8 long years. You guessed that. We're talking about Gossip Girl Reboot. So much like the original Gossip Girl Reboot tells you the stories about the many lives of the rich and famous of the Upper East Siders. Majority of them happen to be school-going students, which you would not normally believe that they behave like this, but they are. And they're really rich parents, and how these kids just pretty much run everybody else's lives, including theirs.
So you guys can catch the Gossip Girl Reboot every Thursday on HBO Max. Yeah, so reboots don't always work out, those Sups, I have to say, at least for me. I feel like they're almost always a little bit of a letdown. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, so I was really excited to watch the reboot today, and started watching it and everything. Of course, it's got the glamour, it's got the fashion, but I think that was like the bare minimum that was expected. But other than that, like, I didn't really connect. I mean, there's so many things that I was just like, really? But we can talk more about that.
Okay, so I have to say, overall, I'm not too sure this one worked for me. I mean, of course, we love seeing the fashion and all the glamour, New York City, all of that. We love that. These Upper East Siders weren't really, I felt, relatable. And it was like, the first Gossip Girl came out when obviously we were also much younger. So I don't know, is that why?
No, and I thought that, when the cast comes on, I understand that, in today's day and age, they have to be very particular and very inclusive. So whether it comes to ethnicity or sexuality, and I think kudos for that. But sometimes I felt that it was just too forced upon. And the one thing that really stood out is while they're being all inclusive, with the other things that I mentioned, sexuality, ethnicity, all of that, but none of the women were normal sizes. They were all 0 or 00 sizes. Like, what happened to inclusivity when they talk about body image?
Agreed. And the other thing that really stood out to me was, why are the teachers so afraid of these students?
Oh my God, is that really what happens? Like, I'm from India, where we were petrified of authority. And I think to this day, while we have our international schools and all of that, I mean, teachers, authority is something to be really, really scared of. You may not respect them, but you have to really pretend that you do. So this was just way
I know, but one of the creators, I think I'd read that he said, he has friends who are teachers at private schools and that this is kind of how it is. And I was like, really? I was like, but they make them out to be total losers. And do we really want to see that on Gossip Girl? So Sups, the other thing is that why is it revealed from the get-go who Gossip Girl is going to be? That is like the biggest secret of the whole show.
So Nins, I'm going to spend like 30 seconds talking about the teachers over here. I completely agree that there is no way teachers should be so petrified of their students, from what they're wearing and what they're doing. Like, that's just rubbish, right? I mean, on so many levels. First of all, they are the teachers. The other, they're much older, and they're the ones in power and authority and all of that stuff. But more than that, then you have these group of 4 or 5 teachers coming together. They're almost like cartoon characters, like when the way they talk, just so unnatural. Like, fine. I think it's cool that they reveal Gossip Girl right from the beginning, and they didn't want to do a build up like what they did with the OG, which is also okay with me. But the setup of it all, and teachers stalking students, checking them out when they're, half dressed. That's wrong.
Creepy.
Wrong. You do not expect adults to do this. Like, you would condone a child for doing this, but you let it go thinking that they're children and students, and this is how it goes with rivalry. But a full-grown adult who is working at the institute as a teacher, where you are a student taking pictures of your students, that's borderline child pornography to me.
Yeah, I thought that was just really weird. That part was not working for me either, Sups. So, I mean, what about the cast? The cast, like, we have Serena and Blair so ingrained in our heads. And I feel like somewhere maybe I was looking for a hint of them.
Yeah. Like, you think with like Tavi, she's like the Blair, with the pretty little thing. it didn't work. But, Nina, let's be fair. This was just the first episode. Sometimes, you need to watch a couple of more to really get into it. And the expectations, the bar has been set so high with the original Gossip
Yeah.
Girl. And it's not fair to always compare. But at the end of the day, you're calling yourself Gossip Girl Reboot. So how can we not?
Right. And they did make it clear that this isn't the remake. This is kind of like a pickup so many years later. So yeah, I guess we can't judge like that. So guys, I was a bit disappointed in the Gossip Girl reboot. What do you say, Sups?
Yeah, I think completely disappointed. But as I said, I'm really hoping that in the next episode, things get better and juicier and hopefully, a little more sensible.
Yeah, they did actually. Even the reviews were a bit tough on them.
Let us know what you guys think about Gossip Girl Reboot. Until then, XOXO.